Hey everyone. So I'm going to make this as short and sweet as I possibly can. I know it has been a minute since I obviously have put out some new content, and I don't need to go into the reasons behind that. It is just what it is. Call it exhaustion from Comic Con and the world and everything like that. But I figured I was gonna wait another week or two to kind of get some things together, movies, streaming, and the way the world is right now with recent events, I I just didn't care. It's you sometimes you just get to a point where what's the point and everything in between, and I know that's super negative and blah blah blah, but with the incidents of yesterday, with the death of Charlie Kirk, I'm sure if you're like me, there's a numbness and a pain that I haven't, and a rage I don't think I've ever experienced before, at least that I recall. And everybody's gonna have their 2 cents. Let's be honest. I think if you're like me, you've been glued to your phone, you've been glued to the media, you've been glued to the people that you follow, your influencers, your content creators, because you're trying to make sense of it all. And I don't think you don't make sense of things like this, but at the same time, there is some realities. And I think that's what I want to kind of address real quickly without going into too many crazy details or boring you and everything else that I can sometimes do on this channel. But yeah, we'll get back to our normal stuff momentarily, I promise. I appreciate those that do continue to support and follow the channel, but I thought this was important to get a quick little message out regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk, the domestic political terrorism that has occurred in this country. And let's call it exactly what it is, because this really is, and pun intended, this is a turning point for those of us on the right and the evil demonic that is on the other side. I am not going to sugarcoat this anymore. I am done pretending that there is togetherness or mutual understanding between both sides when something like an assassination that happened with Charlie happens. It doesn't exist, and we need to stop pretending that it does. I have spoken about topics on this channel, politically, comic books, nerdy movies, the whole 9 yards, and I have tried my whole life to be as, I don't know what the right word is, but I've tried to be the best me that I can possibly be, and I want to make it very, very clear. I am not condoning violence. I am not advocating violence. You'll notice that today, September 11th, 24 years after one of the most horrific tragedies in American history, no cities were burning. Nobody was rioting. The only thing that I saw were two different sides. I saw a side that was coming together for Virgil's. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Where communities were coming together to honor this man, to honor Charlie, and to pay their respects, to try to again come together and try and figure out what do we do, how, if, when, why. And then you had the other side that was literally celebrating the death of a father, the death of a man who literally wanted to debate, who literally only wanted to speak to you and tell you about his opinions, about his morals, about his integrity. And he just wanted to debate. He wanted to tell you, prove me wrong. If you're so wise, if your side is so incredible, prove me wrong. and they took him out. They literally assassinated him. Now, I'm not going to go down right now that road of was it a professional hit, the Israel thing, and blah blah. There's so many freaking roads. I guess I just wanted to get my voice out in relation to, I am done with this pretending. Broken record. It's Spot of Nerd is what we do here. I'm done pretending that there is quote unquote coexistence between good and evil. It is bullshit if you actually believe that. And I think yesterday with this assassination of Charlie was the definitive proof. If you needed, I don't know if you need anything else other than yesterday to prove just how irreparably damaged we are here in this country, let alone the world. Let's not even go down that path of the Ukrainian gal that was literally murdered in plain sight in front of other people, where people just barely blinked an eye. Let's not even go down that road. But ultimately, what this does come down to is, he was not a politician. Charlie Kirk was not a politician. He simply spoke his mind. And the only reason he is dead is because they knew, the other side, the ones that are evil and satanic, they knew that they were never going to beat him with their own voice. They were never going to beat him with ideas, with their own moralities, with their own integrity. They were never going to beat him with that. He was effective at basically destroying the other side through words. Not violence, not death, not burning cities down. He did it through words. And I don't know how you can continue to believe the rhetoric that continues to spew all over everywhere you see media or your phone or the television or whatever it is. I don't understand how yesterday half of this country was mourning and half of this country is celebrating. I don't understand. I mean, I guess rhetorically speaking, I do understand, but I don't understand how we got this far. And it is quite disheartening. It's sickening, hence the numbness and the pain that I'm pretty sure if you're in my similar boat, we're all experiencing. I wanted to show you guys, I got a new setup behind me. I thought we could kind of, bring back some new content and things like that. And I just, like I said, I don't care right now. I think it's, every day, you are fighting every single day. If you are somebody who, quote unquote, is on the right side or is conservative or Republican or whatever it is. And I think I'm just tired. I am exhausted. And I know yesterday is the defining turning point where I am just done. Again, I'm not going to promote violence or advocate violence or any of that sort. But I'll tell you what, listening to the people that I follow, Crowder, Shapiro, Vince, Tim Pool, so many. I'm trying to listen to everybody, trying to digest this. And one thing is very, very clear. Number one, keep your head on a swivel. And if you're able to, you need to protect yourself. And that is with, yes, a firearm. I am 100% advocating that you learn how to train using a firearm, that you possess a firearm, and you learn how to use it. Safety, training, the whole 9 yards. And if you are able to legally carry it with you, that you do. Because we are officially now at that point where I want to be very clear, I'm a nobody, at least not derogatorily anyway. I'm simply just somebody who has barely over 300 subscribers here, barely 150 on Rumble. But where I am currently located, having these viewpoints, legitimately now, proof of Charlie, will get you killed. Having a different set of viewpoints on X, Y, and Z will officially get you killed now. So I'm not taking chances anymore. But it also goes way beyond that. It really does go way beyond that. This goes down to the point now of, and I give credit to Crowder, Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder, if you watch or if you're a fan. At this point in time, for those that may disagree with our values, disagree with our opinions on things, stay in your lane. I'm going to stay in my lane. You stay in your lane. That's it. It really is that simple. Because we can't do this whole let's tone it down bullshit. It is the biggest pile of bullshit I've ever heard since yesterday. Oh, we need to tone down this rhetoric, this politics, everything in between. No. Because if you understand, my side hasn't killed anybody because of their beliefs. Now again, let's be very clear. I know there are cases, murder, death, violence, blah, 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 on all subjects. But what I am simply trying to address is the fact that, again, my side today was not burning down cities, was not trying to attack people or hurt them. It always seems to be one side doing the killing, the violence, the horribleness. And I hope and I pray, I genuinely hope and I pray that with the death of Charlie, with what happened yesterday, that it wakes up a lot of people to the fact that enough is enough. And I hope you really do start to see that there is true evil in this world. There is horrible, satanic evil in this world. And until you figure that out, it's going to be very hard for anybody to really just kind of grasp and move on from this, because I've understood evil in just my own life, living where I've lived in blue cities, blue states. But yesterday was just, again, it was a gut punch. It was a punch to the face of just, wow, we really are here. This is where we are now in nearly 2026. Where having a different viewpoint can literally get you killed. Let's not even go down, like I said, again, the many paths of you can just be arrested in the UK for having a different viewpoint. Nah, just having a different viewpoint now could end your life. And unfortunately, it ended the life of Charlie Kirk. So I will simply just kind of leave it with that. And I wanted to get my 2 cents out there and agree to disagree or agree, whatever it is. And I don't know. I feel so horrible for his family right now, his wife and his kids. And I have to just really quickly send out a credit to an amazing friend of mine. Her name is Joanne, and I'm sure she's probably okay mentioning her. I've mentioned her on the social medias. She was very fortunate to have obviously helped me get his book. I was able to get a signature of it, which was, again, incredible. I got to see Charlie back a few months back when he visited in the University of Washington. And once again, even there, he was obviously, unfortunately, had to be escorted out because of the sheer amount of violence that was occurring. But I don't know. It's a very dark time right now, and I know there are millions more like me where I don't know, you feel very alone. You feel very, very alone. And I guess if anything too, just to throw a little bit of spite back to those that have, in my own life, who have walked away, or I've had family, friends, of course, that have just verbally destroyed me in relation to the viewpoints that I have, the isms, the bigotry, blah, 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 all the talking points that have absolutely zero meaning at this point. I hope yesterday really did show you what I'm referring to. I really do hope it showed you that it isn't my side. It isn't my side that's killing, that's throwing the violence, that's attacking, or everything in between. And trying to live that every day is going to be even harder now. But if there's one saving grace, And again, another book I've been able to really grasp on, of course, the Bible here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore. I'm not going to pretend anymore. I'm going to be the best that I possibly can be. I'm going to do the best that I possibly can do. But I am done pretending. Absolutely done pretending. Broken record. Done pretending that this coexistion, if that's a word, I don't forget, whatever the word is, it does not exist. It really does not. And this whole coming together, this toning down, I'm sorry, it's all bullshit. It's complete and utter bullshit. You are either somebody who has the ability to be a human being, you have the ability to have a conversation, to debate, to have a difference of opinion, and still have the resolve to not resolve to violence, or you are evil, and you are, quite frankly, insane. Like I said, that, when you're seeing that there are genuinely people literally celebrating his death, you are insane. And I am not going to sugarcoat that whatsoever, because I would never imagine celebrating death. Who does that? Who celebrates death? It's only for those that are sick in the mind. It really, really is. And if that offends you, okay. Next, moving on. I'm not the one celebrating death. It's fucked up. And if you don't know that, like I said, stay on your side. I'll stay on mine. And let's just go about our own business separately. I think that's just how it's going to have to be now. I really, really do. And for those of us, again, like me, with the values and the morals and the beliefs that we have, protect yourself. You have to be cautious, and you have to, as Crowder would say, you have to fight like hell more now than ever in the best way that you possibly can, without violence, without hatred, without anything negative, horribleness that the other side does. You have to be the best that you possibly can be. You have to exist and do the best that you possibly can. But ultimately, I'll finish this up. My heart breaks for Charlie, and my heart breaks for just how we are here right now. It's almost, and I know this is weird, but September 11th was today, and 24 years ago, I still remember, I really do. I still remember being a kid watching it on TV in high school. There's just that similar feeling of just horribleness at the bottom of your soul and the bottom of your heart, and you just don't know what to do with it. I really don't. But we'll get back to it. We will. I appreciate, again, everybody that watches and listens, and I hope you continue to do that, because we're going to get some new, really cool stuff coming out. There's a lot of great content that we need to catch up on, and I'm hoping Richard, if he's listening, we'll get him back on here as well. But until things can kind of get back together, I promise you, Spot of Nerd will be returning on a more regular basis. And stay vigilant, stay safe, sending the love out to everybody that obviously is where we all are currently. May he be at peace. May Charlie be at peace, and may God have mercy on his soul and his family. Pray to God that God, again, just the horror. I mean, if you've watched that video, it's absolutely, there's no words to describe that video. It's just, wow. All because you couldn't accept his opinion. All because you couldn't win through your voice. All because the media told you that he is the evil, devil, bigot, racist. A level of brainwashing that I've never seen before. That's just the part of it that I think that's the hardest part to grasp, is like, I miss people having the ability to differentiate wrong from right, and more importantly, good versus evil. But here we are. But I will cut it there, I will cut it there, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video. Later, y'all.